Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Harry channel, and with me tonight is the first of several minions. Everybody else is running late. Hi, Serenity.
Hi.
I like the fact that in the first 10 seconds of the show, we had a technical problem. You know, just don't put it off. Just right out the gate. Right out the gate, technical problem. Are you still hearing yourself when you talk?
No, but now you go out when I talk if we try to talk at the same time.
Outstanding. Okay. Well,
Technology's a bitch.
that'll enforce civility. So let's see who is in the chat. It's just us and JB. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it's ideal for the show for me to announce the show 10 minutes before it starts.
Probably not.
But I have an early appointment tomorrow morning, so I didn't want to start the show late. And
That's
now,
fair.
Yeah, it's okay. Anything new and exciting with you?
Not really. There's nothing really going on. Mostly we're just trying to ride out the heat wave until it finally just chills out and we can have like 70-degree weather.
Yeah.
But overall, the heat hasn't been too bad as bad as it's been in past summers, so I'll still take it.
Have you been following all this Farmer's Almanac weather crap where people are talking about what this winter's supposed to look like?
I do, but what's the famous line from Pirates? I take it as a guideline. Not as a set in stone. It's a guideline.
Well, you know, if you get on a two-wheeled vehicle and you leave for the day, not bringing any rain gear, it does make you a little vigilant because it is really annoying to show up cold and very, very wet. You know, that's not fun. So you kind of have to take it on faith a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fun thing. What does the forecast finder say for this year, though?
So here's what we're looking at because everybody's just so worried about La Nina. It's like, it'll be fine.
Well, allegedly, our dry season's going to come in the fall, which doesn't normally happen. Normally, we are a wet season in the fall.
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, at
least that's what the Farmer's Almanac says.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Geodes, who's always, I think, perpetually in drought. You know, so Geodes is in the brick brown part. Yeah,
Geodes is warm and dry by the Farmer's Almanac. To be completely fair, though, that drought outlook was a lot bigger last year.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotten smaller. I'll take it getting smaller, man. Like,
yeah, yeah, I can appreciate that. I do have some good stuff for tonight. I do have one small but extremely cute animal.
Yay!
So Sora's going to want to be here for that. We can't talk about that ahead of time.
Nothing to see here's now. Here.
Hey, we have one more person watching. Outstanding.
I know.
I really need to not post the show 10 minutes before it's going to start.
Probably not.
It's terrible.
You're going to be like us, JB, here in West Virginia. You're going to be cool and dry. That's what Farmer's Almanac says.
Yeah. And we trust the Farmer's Almanac.
I trust it a little bit. It hasn't been too wrong for West Virginia, but we're pretty stagnant anyway.
Yeah, it's a luxury belief, right?
Mm.
Let's see. What could we get into that won't bother any? Oh, we could talk about a boring accounting thing, except it's not actually boring.
I have an accounting background, and you like to keep an eye on your money, so let's do this.
Well, I ran across this from not too long ago. Here, let's see if we can get this to move out of the way. Okay. So, had you heard about this whole Glencore thing? It's a British company, multinational energy commodities trader thing. And they were doing some really funny accounting. Okay, here's basically the gist of it. The activities of Glencore in South Sudan demonstrate how efficiently bribery can be organized. South Sudan gained its independence on 9th of July 2011. As early as August 2011, employees of Glencore Energy UK in London set off on their journey. On board the private jet, briefcases of money to pay bribes and pave the way for lucrative business. Now, we both know that in international business, everybody else is going to be handing out bribes. And if you want to get that business, that's kind of what you have to do. But you know, in the UK and the United States, that's just not legal. You're not supposed to do that. we're just code of ethics. Most companies in like the first world just are not legally allowed to go into other countries and bribe people. It's just against the rules.
Doesn't stop them, but yeah.
Doesn't stop them. But what I love about this story is, you know, because I mean, this is a tale as old as time, right there with baking and prostitution. I mean, it's right there. But what's beautiful about this is the way they did the accounting of the things that they handed off. So, suitcase with $800,000 in it. How do you put that in the books? Magazines. Okay.
Yeah.
Got another suitcase with $800,000 in it. How do you put it down? Chocolate. So,
I can see that. The other one, coffee or tea.
yes. So they basically ended up being scrutinized pretty severely for about 3 years, and they only just got out from under the thumb in the UK. What makes it even worse is that they're a publicly traded company, and their books were gone over by Deloitte, one of the biggest accountancy firms in the world. And the Deloitte guys completely and utterly missed this. They didn't bother to go, you know, why is all this cash from this slush fund just sort of disappearing on chocolate and magazines? Didn't even occur to them to raise a question.
They were probably getting paid in chocolate and magazines.
They're probably getting paid in chocolate and magazines, allegedly.
Yeah,
let's put a giant allegedly up there. But man, that's got to sting when you're a company like Deloitte, and trust is like everything for a company like that. And you get mixed up with people like this. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Did you ever check out that accountants podcast thing? Because that's actually where you first heard about this. It's surprising how much news goes completely under the radar until the accountants start looking at stuff.
Oh, when the accountants start looking at stuff is when everybody's butthole puckers.
Exactly.
Because it depends. Because if you get a really depressed accountant who just doesn't give a shit anymore and is just doing their job, you can't bribe them because they don't give enough of a crap. High functional. So it's like you got to pray to God you get some youngin' who's too stupid to be depressed.
Yeah.
That you can bribe. But once you get to the old guard, they're usually on their second or third marriage. They usually don't actually care about the woman. That's just something warm in the bed, or man, we're gonna be fair. And they're just like, I don't give a shit about life anymore. I just want to make the rest of you suffer. And that's the way they are.
You know, has anybody ever told you have a very cynical attitude?
No, it's more of I know enough accountants who work at that kind of level of stuff because as stereotypical as it is, there are members of my family who are like that. And while they're all still pretty happy-go-lucky because they keep their CPA certifications this way they can get out of it, their friends who are at that level, they're like, yeah, Barry's on his 5th divorce. And he wonders why no girl will stick with him. It's just like so many stories about some of these guys they just want to make everybody else hurt. So they're just like, all right, we're going to go over this with a fine-tooth comb and find where to hide this crap.
Every profession has its little weird quirks.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever known a test pilot?
No, but
they're
my
a fun
mom used
bunch.
to fly.
Yeah.
Well, my mom used to fly and she's told me some stories.
Yeah. Hey, functional.
Functional? Who is functional?
Who is functional?
I am Guy Incognito.
That's right.
It's like construction companies. One of the stories I've heard about how construction companies will launder their money and how a lot of the times the bigger upper ups will make sure they make a lot more money than they should is that they will hire illegals, but in the books they're paying the illegals the full legal person amount. And then what they do is they cut it in half or cut it in thirds and then keep the major part of it for themselves and put it back into theirs or reroute it back through the company somehow and only pay the illegals the smaller portion. This way, on the books, they paid them a full legal citizens things. This way it doesn't look wrong, but they end up keeping the money. That story I've heard several times. And I've had several family members bury certain construction firms when they do that kind of crap.
Yeah, if you don't have a culture of honesty, at least, at least something resembling, there's always going to be some bad apples. But if basically everybody's corrupt, there's almost no way to not get away with stuff.
It's how a lot of the big construction like the upper ups can have all that money. And yet when you actually look at their books, they shouldn't have that much money. So they're either massively in debt or they're doing they have a very good accountant who's doing a very impressive accounting thing to skim the other people. And that's usually when you have to look at the construction sites and go, all right, how many of you don't speak English?
Yeah, around here, well, I don't want to get canceled forever. But even amongst the people who don't speak English in California who do construction stuff, there's a hierarchy.
Oh yeah, there
And
absolutely is.
because everybody's sort of territorial and regional, you know, the Mexicans don't like the Guatemalans, and the Guatemalans don't like the Hondurans, and it's just
and
this,
the Mexicans don't like the Cubans.
it's a
and the Cubans
huge-
don't like anybody.
it's a huge circle jerk of hate. Well, not so much
Yeah.
hate, but just sort of rivalry.
Well,
right.
It's a hierarchy of. It's just a hierarchy. The Mexicans think they're better than everybody else, even though most of their own working force is made up of the Guatemalans and the Hondurans, that kind of crap.
Everybody thinks they're better than everybody else, except for the
Yep.
white people who just who self-loathe. We're
Basically.
sorry. We were bad for hundreds of years. We're sorry. Oh, yeah, whatever.
But we're better now.
Yeah, we're better now. So, your mic gain is a little low, functional.
Oh,
you-
right.
Yes, as happens every single time because the Zoom likes to screw it up.
It's you.
So,
Only you.
what is new and exciting in the great city of Toronto?
I spent most of yesterday. I probably went to I did go to 50 different places to find shoes. Could not find a pair of decent shoes. And I was like, okay, can try this last spot. And lo and behold, they had it in my size because I've got stupid sideshow bob feet.
Mhm.
And so I found something in my size, found something I liked and was comfortable. So I found shoes. But most of the time, like I was just walking around Toronto, just enjoying Toronto.
So, you know, I often talk to you about food stuff, right? And I know it's a weakness. It's just that.
Ooh, I made cornbread.
Good job.
Cornbread biscuits and slow roast.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I made.
If you hear me munching, be
I made
jealous.
some for dinner. I made pan-fried chicken thighs with just some white wine, finely chopped onion, fresh thyme. No, it was fresh tarragon. And then I actually served it with like a sort of like a pilaf thing, except there's no rice in it. A combination of barley and green lentils. I Frenchified it up pretty good tonight. It was pretty damn tasty, actually.
And so did you hit it in the hot pan first and then deglaze with the white wine after?
No, because I was trying
just-
what I did was I fried the chicken up in a stainless steel pan until it started to release, got a beautiful crust on the chicken skin, and then sort of
key.
put all the stuff that was going to make the sauce in and then threw it in the oven.
Yeah. So you just finished it. That's what I meant. Like, because a lot of people will just throw stuff in the pan altogether and wonder why they got soggy chicken.
No, I got
And
shit
it's
to
like,
do, man.
you got to crisp it first.
Yeah.
And then you hit it with the sauce ingredients.
I didn't let
and
any-
then you turn it down or stick it in the oven and just let it do its magic.
Yeah. No liquid touched the skin on the chicken.
No,
I didn't
should just
salt
be
it
fat
first
and
or
meat.
anything else, you know, and I started it in a cold pan. I mean, I did the full stainless steel treatment on it, and it turned out great. But have you, I don't know, see, I always talk about what the algorithm's trying to do to me. Like every week, there's something I'm supposed to be afraid of. And the thing that apparently I'm supposed to be terrified of over the last couple weeks is rice. I keep seeing video after video after video talking about how dangerous leftover rice can possibly be. Because, as all these videos keep saying, when rice, it has some sort of
A bacteria.
bacteria on it, and once it's no longer room temperature and it's been cooked, it doesn't kill off the bacteria. Once it becomes kind of lukewarm, it just is going to cause all sorts of, you know, stuff from the bacteria that's going to make you really sick, and it doesn't matter if you reheat it and yada yada yada. And it makes it sound like it's the radioactive shrimp, you know. They're saying, oh yeah, in restaurants it's the most terrible thing to have lukewarm rice. And I'm just like, okay, thanks for the public service announcement, but I went through most of my life not knowing or caring about this without any problems. And all of a sudden, it's just this rice apocalypse that everybody has to get the memo about this particular toxin. Even when I was working in restaurants, I don't remember people making such a big deal out of this. You always held the rice in a hot place, right? Once after you cooked it.
Yeah.
You didn't let it get cold. You didn't serve people cold rice. But if you're going to make fried rice the next day, you need to take that rice, cool it off quickly, put it in the fridge, and then you got to use the leftover rice for the fried rice. So, and therein lies the danger zone. But yeah, apparently this week, I must have seen 20 videos where people were talking about how dangerous rice is. And this is like the first time I've honestly heard about it. I don't know. I don't understand the algorithm, but I do believe that their plan is to make me afraid of something once a week. And it's just a different thing each week. And I'm just marveling at the beauty of the algorithm. It's always freaking something.
I've only ever like I mean, it makes sense because there's like liquid with the rice, but like soups, gravies, that kind of thing. That's when like it's super important to cool it down and then put it in the cooler or fridge or whatever. Because with proteins, you can't like red meats at least. I don't know. I can't remember if do that with fowl, but with red meats, even hot, you can just throw it right into the fridge.
Yep. It's fine as long as your fridge can keep up.
Yeah, I just I remember bitching at so many junior employees, let's say, that would try to put soups and gravies into the walk-in, and I'm like, no. You waited until the last minute. You're staying here until this cools off.
Nice.
And I'll taste it in the morning, and if I taste it and it tastes a little off, your ass.
Yeah,
not my ass.
Going bye-bye. Hey, Sora Luna's here.
Yay! She's also muted.
Hello.
There she is.
Just go.
That's not a Sora.
Go full Muppet Show.
Crying dog. That's why.
Speaking of crazy Romanians, I met the crazy Romanian woman.
You didn't meet
Who
Sora?
was that?
Context? Which crazy Romanian woman?
Remember, like 3 weeks ago, I told you, or maybe it was 4 weeks ago, I told you I did a little like tarot reading.
Oh,
I had
yes.
fortune teller tarot reading, and they said you're gonna meet a crazy Romanian woman, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, Sora's not crazy. She's funky, but she's not crazy. And then, like yesterday, when I was walking around, I was sitting on a bench. I was just having a cup of coffee to, resting my dogs. Woman sits down. We just start talking, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, your accent, like she had a very faint. I'm like, I can't place. You speak very good English. I mean, she's like, yeah, I've been here for 40 some odd years now. And I'm like, is it Hungarian? And she cuts me off, Romanian. I'm like, no shit. And then she would, like, because some of the stuff that we were talking about, I'm like, okay, you could pass for as crazy. Not like bad crazy, but like eccentric crazy. It blew my mind, but it's also, there is that thing where you just kind of look out for these things now.
Nice.
But it was, I met the crazy Romanian woman. The fortune teller was right, Harry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew
That's exciting.
a crazy Polish woman.
It's kind of exciting.
She was like seriously out there. I mean, really kind of nuts. But yeah, Eastern Europe. Yay. Keeping our culture alive and supplying crazy women.
All Eastern European women.
It's in the DNA.
It's in the DNA, and it's kind of awesome, actually. It's great. I like it. I like it. So, let's see. Do you have anything you want to share before we get started, Sora?
Oh, nothing exciting.
Did Skip say
Oh,
he
good.
wasn't going to be here?
I'm good.
Maybe he just said it and I missed it because I'm dense. So we have a few little follow-ups. But before we get into that, oh God, Serenity is going to you're just going to unload on me about this. I can just tell.
Do it.
You're going to be so cynical about this.
Yes, I fucking am.
All
Do it.
over on him.
Okay, so, Sydney Sweeney. Okay, I know we talked about her and I know nobody wants to talk about her, but I stumbled across these videos that she makes on TikTok where
She restores cars.
where she's like wrenching on her old Ford cars, and clearly there's somebody there helping her. No issue with that. But she's getting her hands dirty and she's doing stuff. And I think the whole American Eagle thing, aside from her chesticles and stuff, she's really funneling just like a fire hose of that all-American girl thing. Whether it's fake or she's just faking it well, I don't know. But kind of feeling like, you know, I'm not going to become a simp for her or anything, but maybe she's
Sounds like
okay
you
and I
are.
feel guilty. She seems okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with her. Her car stuff is actually pretty good. I like some of her stuff. Like, I got no problem with her, and I'm not gonna give
Yeah.
you crap for it. She's done like she's if I remember right, she's from her and her family are either from Kentucky or Florida. I can't remember which.
Yeah. See if I can kill the sound here. I mean, here she is. Yeah. She's still driving an Indy car. That's legit. You know, and it whore's a whore. A whore's a whore, of course. Yeah. Yeah. But this is okay. It's good marketing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go watch her movies just because she's in them. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I'm not in her target audience. I'm not going to start watching Euphoria. I'd almost rather gouge my eyes out like Oedipus Rex. That sounds like a terrible show. And she's in movies that I don't really want to see. It's for the Gen Zs. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, I hear you, man. I don't think. I mean, horror seems a bit strong to me. Okay, but it definitely. What? Really? Well, they should have said that earlier because it's been a while. Let's see. Okay.
Harry,
Yeah.
what are you doing to me? I'm going on this whore rant, and you're trying to bring me
When
down.
you muted
That
the
should fix it. Right there.
Can you
When
hear
you muted
Chad?
the
Can you hear us now?
I think
Can you hear
everybody can
us?
hear you now.
It was unintentional. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
You guys are way too patient with my nonsense.
Too many
Please.
buttons,
So-
Harry. It's too many buttons.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's anyone who's basically monetizing sex.
Yeah. To my mind, honestly, if you're not having sex with people for money, kind of keep the W word in reserve.
Well, that's a prostitute.
Is there a
There
difference?
already is.
I mean,
I think there
mean,
is.
this is the whole literal versus figurative thing. To me,
my
it just
computer
sort of
freeze?
seems like if a woman or a man doesn't really place much value on themselves, that's just kind of icky. I know that's a very lukewarm response to it, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion about it. I mean, you're the one that's out here trying to talk to people, right? And then it turns out they've got the OnlyFans. So you're the victim here, right?
But the thing is, up until recently, I was like, maybe people like it's not so bad, and like people are just blowing it out of proportion. No. It's like every one of them are doing these things, and I'm just like, I don't. It's gonna get too personal. I don't want to get into it, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a ton of shit out there that worries me. way more than that. I'm worried about people getting just incredibly stupid between computers and AI. And, you know, when you're not educated and you're voting on stuff, it just makes you a very malleable sheep that doesn't have the critical thinking to.
But I see them
say no.
intertwined, because that's the dumbing down first step. And then, yeah, the AI and or AI and all these algorithms doing stuff for people, so they don't have to think anymore. And then there's also this thing where they're putting their content and all this other stuff through AI so that they're very different than who they are in person. And I don't like it.
Okay, I have an AI question. Okay, this was something that occurred to me just a few days ago and I wrote it down. And I was seeing all of this AI stuff that's coming out. And of course you see, and I actually want everybody's opinion on this, that you see these sort of perfect representations, this sort of distillation of what people say is attractive, then it gets produced as an AI person, male or female, right? So you get this very, very idealized vision of beauty. Is it ever going to reach the point where people start having less plastic surgery because the only way to prove that you're real is to just have those sort of human flaws, and that people might actually start to embrace their weird nose or whatever the hell it is?
I think that's kind of a microtrend now already. Definitely among, I think more so maybe that bridge between the millennials, so the young millennials, older Gen Zers, maybe kind of that group that grew up in like worst of the heroin chic era of the 90s, and going into like all of the body shaming magazines of like 17 Girl and all that kind of stuff, and then because I feel like all the people who are doing what's targeted, like the, you know, the quote unquote baby Botox, all this kind of stuff, it's definitely more towards Gen Zs, but not all of them are doing it. I don't know. There was a very interesting video that I watched. Most of it was crap, but the good chunk of it was talking about how the dissolve, like prior, like maybe into like mid 2000s, the commodification of like fillers and everything was a sign of, ow, stop biting me. Sorry, it's Minnie. Was the commodification of fillers and all that kind of stuff was for the rich. Now, because it's so easily available, or people will go to different countries to get it for cheap, all of these, like specifically the Kardashians, etc., those kind of people, they're dissolving everything now. They're embracing the old natural, kind of coming off of the whole Ozempic stuff too, and it's starting. They're now using the idea of like, well, because you focus on like skincare and good living and butlers and dietitians, etc., you don't need to have all these fillers and stuff anymore. So that's kind of starting already. It'll be interesting to see if it'll go to your extreme that you're mentioning, Harry, where you have to like prove a medical certification that you've never done anything.
Yeah.
Because what does it mean for hey, stop. Sorry, she's trying to get my cereal. Attacking me. And now my idea of oh yes. You can have an accident and get a facelift as a corrective surgery. Would that be plastic surgery? Technically it is. That's the genre of surgery. That's the specialty of surgery. But are people going to start counting that and or like therapeutic breast implants after a double mastectomy for cancer?
Well, no, because plastic surgery is the
but you go up
field,
but you go up in size.
Okay, I mean, plastic surgery is like the field, but cosmetic surgery is without a purpose, like just purely cosmetic. If you're doing it to correct some kind of injury or the like, then it's not cosmetic. It's
But
corrective.
it is, because it's not necessarily.
No, it's corrective.
Well, you can have corrective surgery, but you don't have to have it through cosmetic surgery. For example, you smash your face because you get hit by a car. They just have to use make it
You're
yourself. That would be
roboting,
cosmetic.
Sora.
Corrective would be.
Either or it's me. I don't know.
No,
what
she's roboting. We just have to play through.
Yeah,
unless
okay.
it gets too bad.
Like, I get what she's saying, though, but I mean, what I'm saying is plastic surgery is like the field, let's say, but there is a difference, a delineation between purely cosmetic and corrective.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well,
I was just going to say, my point is a very different one. It isn't a value judgment about whether people should get cosmetic surgery or not. It's just that if perfection is something you pretty much get for free, wanting to look real might become its own kind of aesthetic, and that people would avoid plastic surgery for that reason. Not because it was expensive or morally wrong or anything else, but just they might embrace their humanity a little bit more, just, so people know they're not a bot.
Well, it's something that's always existed for a while, because some do prefer, either because they are mentally intact or because they just never had the urge to or whatever, keep their face as normal as possible. Normal, air quotes, genetically normal, as in they just go with their genetic line and just go with it. And it's one of those things, like, because I grew up with anime, I don't like the perfect faces. They bother me, because I'm so used to anime same face syndrome. As much as a lot of anime fans try to act like that's not a thing, it has been a thing since the frickin' 80s. And because of that, I don't like it. I like actors that have, like, maybe their eyes are a little bit bigger, or they have a slightly bigger nose, or their lips are, whether it's for just pure aesthetics, I like people who look different. And when everybody starts looking the same, I don't like it. So I don't like a lot of that stuff. I don't like a lot of stuff I see. So I always like people, like, I always like guys with slightly larger noses, because I think it's a defining feature, and I like defining features. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, I
think
like weird noses.
Yeah, because they make things interesting. Like, Sora will tell you, she's seen me create characters. I always give the characters, if you in character creation,
I
like
like the
nose.
weird noises.
Yeah, I like the weird
Yeah,
noses.
me too.
It's just like, it gives them character, and it makes them different, because it's not that cute little turned up nose that everybody seems to like on characters. And but that's the thing, like, that's always kind of been there. It's just, it will be interesting to see, Harry, because we could go the hardcore cyberpunk 2077 kind of thing, of where a lot of faces start looking somewhat similar because of the ability to change things out, or we could be seeing a thing where there is the pushback of, well, I want to keep my face the way it is, like the video you were showing a minute ago of all the women who were talking about all the units, and they were like, I get 26, and it's like, no, you don't, bitch. They're underscoring you.
Some of these are in the hundreds.
Oh, I know, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, they don't, like, you don't look good, honey. Like, you don't get 32. No, you don't. You don't
26
get told you
and 202 units of Botox.
Yeah, no. Like, if Botox should not even be a thing discussed until you're at least in your mid-30s. Period.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for definitely older people.
Yeah.
Like this one who says she's 43. Yeah, that's for you.
Yeah.
She should be the target, and then older. Because the problem is, you get this phenomenon and of 20-something-year-olds, Gen Zers, who do look older than their age.
Yeah.
And I know millennials and Gen Zs like to fight about who's older, who doesn't look older, who's run down, whatever. No, I'm talking about just the ones who get the plastic surgery, or sorry, the Botox, the fillers, etc., for freezing. It does, for some people's shape, maybe because it's really more or skinnier or whatever, but it ages them. It's weird. It doesn't look right.
Which, like, I think Carrie was the one who who played a video, or either said it or played a video a few weeks ago, where it was the whole thing of, like, the woman going, Botox and fillers are for women in their 40s wanting to look 30 and women in their 50s to look 40. It is not for 20-year-olds to look 10.
Yeah. Well, you got a
Yeah.
pre-Botox, right? Right, Sora? You got a pre-Botox.
Oh.
Oh, you're having problems, Sora.
Yeah, she's having real bad
there's-
problems.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
There's one good thing that's come out of the what would you call it, manosphere type shit.
Mhm.
It's shaming women to stop doing this shit.
The problem is
And
they can't
stop.
tell. Most of you can't tell. That's the thing that makes it
Yes.
funny.
Yes. Well, I mean, the women who are not doing it are not single. They're taken. The women who are doing it are like, why am I single? Oh, maybe I need another injection of Botox.
Well, let me just say that idea for a discussion topic actually seemed to work out pretty well because everybody had an opinion. So I'm happy about that. But speaking of opinions, isn't Mark Hamill
Jaded.
just freaking insufferable?
I stopped
Okay,
paying attention
so-
to him.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I got dragged into this, and this doesn't need to be a long conversation, but I love this headline. Mark Hamill wanted to leave the United States. Then his wife called him out for being forced out by Donald Trump. That son of a bitch, I'm not leaving. That is a brilliant piece of spin. It's like, I'm going to leave the country. Want to bet? Oh, sure, I'm going to do it. Don't make me do it. It's like, then I was totally going to do it, but my wife convinced me not to, because if I do what I said I was going to do, then the orange man wins. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is so much cope. I love this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is
The
some
thing is-
beautiful spin. That's like, did he hire a PR firm to come up with this? It's like,
Probably.
I kind of boxed myself into a corner. Can you come up with a good excuse for me not to do what I swore I was going to do?
Well, it's like, it's also, I will believe they've left air quotes the United States when they renounce citizenship. When they pay that check to renounce
Mhm.
citizenship. Until then, I don't believe anything they say.
Yeah, I think his credibility takes a hit. Oh,
It's him, Rosie O'Donnell, Ellen DeGeneres, Natalie Portman, who else?
well, Ellen
there's a whole
DeGeneres
bunch-
actually left. So did Rosie O'Donnell, right?
Yeah, but they haven't renounced citizenship. They just left.
Oh, they're just taking a long vacation
Yeah,
for
that's
4
the thing.
years.
Like, renounce citizenship, seek citizenship in another country,
Mhm.
renounce American citizenship, then I will believe you. Because by their own statements, we are beyond the point of fixing. So by their own statement, we shouldn't be able to be fixed at this point. So they should just renounce the fact they're Americans, pay that check. I think it's like $5,000 to $10,000. I think it is for the process, because you have to pay for the process,
Mhm.
and renounce your citizenship. Get another country to take you and renounce your citizenship. I dare you.
I find myself not caring about any of these horrors.
Yep. It's pretty terrible. Well, people complain about Gavin Newsom, and I just remind them, I say, look, as bad as you think this guy is, at least he's not a moron. He's evil, but he's not stupid. He's just evil. Here is a picture of the person who currently is ahead in the polls in California, Katie Porter.
What the
And
fuck is that?
she's an Orange County representative. And this is her
Ooh.
pretending not to be evil. See, this is her I'm not evil smile. Tilt her head to the side. Yeah, she's not good. She's lost a lot of races recently too.
How many people has she killed?
That's a good question. Probably not
I
as many as-
guarantee you it's less than Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, well, she just hasn't had the opportunity yet.
Yet, I'm always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, Harry. I'm fair.
Yeah.
So if she wins and she kills a lot more people, I'll be like, Harry was right.
Well, she's very progressive. She spouts the same old bullshit. Any notion that California has had enough of self-inflicted punching itself in the face, don't know. I'm just glad that Adam Carolla is out there just
Well, it's him
banging
and
the
Spencer
drum.
Pratt too. Spencer Pratt's been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there have been a number of people that are out there, and you keep thinking it's like, it's going to get better, and it's like, no, it's not going to get better if she's in charge. And I'm not going to go through the whole list of stuff. Once it becomes a more of a done deal, we'll talk about who the loser is that they're going to have replace Gavin Newsom. But right now, it's the person in the lead is Katie Porter, and God have mercy on our souls.
What's wrong with your state that they refuse to vote for the most qualified person in Larry Elder?
I don't think he's running this time, is he?
Caruso was the other guy who ran down there, and his buildings and stuff didn't get destroyed in the fire because 2 days before he took measures to protect all of his properties while, Mayor Bass was off in Uganda or Kenya or wherever she was doing things that had nothing to do with the city. Obviously a guy who knows what the hell he's doing. He knows how to build stuff. Anyway, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about some other things that are terrible. So Hollywood loves California, but they don't make their movies in California. They're making a movie right now with Margaret Qualley and what's her name? Sorry?
In Georgia?
No, well, I don't know where they filmed it. It's supposed to take place in Bakersfield, California, but instead of filming in Bakersfield, they decided to film it states away.
That's been done for quite a while.
Well, it's like seeing those sweatshirts and things that say Hollister. It's like, I've been to Hollister. It's not a great place. Everybody wants to pretend that they're doing stuff in California, but they're not. They're doing it somewhere else and just pretending. It's like, would it really be that hard to just film their stupid movie? To film their stupid movie in Bakersfield?
They shot it in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I mean,
lame.
They made when they were filming X-Men: The Wolverine, they turned Vancouver into Africa or wherever the heck at one of the scenes in the movie was. So
it's like as long if they don't need major buildings in the shot, most New York movies, air quotes, are shot in Toronto where Functional is. Because it's just cheaper.
Yep. Well, anyway, this is not
we're whores.
Not a big important thing. So, California TJ Maxx retail theft ring busted. 8 suspects arrested in California. So, in your mind, form a picture of what these 8 people are going to look like. Okay, keep in mind that it's California. Just. Y'all have a mental image ready?
Go ahead, do it.
Okay.
Bunch of grannies, isn't it? Oh, yep. Nope, they look what I expect.
Yep. Here's your crime in California. It's the Guzman family. A whole bunch of people named Guzman and a few other people. Yeah. So they were just a large organized retail theft ring targeting TJ Maxx stores in the Bay Area and other California locations was broken up with multiple arrests in San Jose and the recovery of more than $380,000 in stolen merchandise, authorities said Tuesday. The Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office said in a press release that its retail theft task force arrested 8 people on August 12th after serving warrants at 4 homes and a storage unit with the help of the district attorney's office. Yeah. This is the whole organized crime thing. So at least we're arresting people now. But you know that even if these people are illegal, they're not going to try to deport them because, of course, they're dreamers. They're dreaming of stealing stuff from TJ Maxx, right?
No, they were dreaming of owning the items that they stole. So it's legit.
Just trying to make a better life for that dream that they're trying to come up with. Moving on. Most dangerous places in the United States in 2025-26. Number 1, according to U.S. News and World Report, is Memphis, Tennessee. Number 2 is my favorite scapegoat, Oakland, California. Man, it's just like I tell you, Oakland is just a shithole. And objectively speaking, Oakland. There
What's
it
happening
is.
in Memphis?
Oh, Memphis has always been like that.
Oh,
yeah, what is happening in Memphis? Do we need to...
It's a college town, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And that's also where all the country music people go. So it brings a lot of dreamers who then end up not being able to do anything, and then they either turn to robbery or doing other stuff, or they get high on drugs. It's Memphis has always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to say it wasn't, but that's
JBS.
Where's what?
Where's Detroit? It's probably
where's Detroit?
Okay, well, Detroit has actually improved a lot. So St. Louis,
a lot.
Then Baltimore, which aside from, I guess it now has crime and rats, so that's fun. There's Detroit at number 5.
Cleveland, Ohio makes sense.
I don't see Louisville.
Louisville's New Orleans. Oh, New Orleans has actually gone down the list.
Yeah.
It used to be higher. Way to go, guys.
Pueblo, Colorado. You know what you did.
Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Little Rock, Myrtle Beach. I can see Myrtle Beach. Yep.
Anniston, Alabama.
Tacoma has a
happening
lot of drug problems, allegedly. Allegedly.
There's no alleged. Birmingham went down.
Birmingham?
Birmingham used to be higher. Same thing with Atlantic City. They used to be both higher.
Yeah. Springfield, Mo,
Not bad.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. There you go.
Kansas City.
See, you don't see
Stab capital.
you don't see Bakersfield. Yeah, Krabby Stab capital. You don't see Bakersfield on this list. Just saying. Just throwing that out.
There's
Louisville.
Louisville.
There you go. Louisville.
21. Still
Yeah.
not bad though.
Hey.
Yeah.
Canton, Dayton, Ohio,
Milwaukee.
Man,
If you-
there's a
if
lot
you
of
notice-
Ohio. What the hell's happening in Ohio?
Crime.
It's Ohio.
Crime.
It's Ohio.
All right. Anyway, I just like making fun of Oakland.
And it's all Sinatra.
You know, Oakland, if you just try a little bit harder, you can be number one. You know, I
the
have
thing
faith
is-
in you. You can do it.
Well, the issue is that I honestly believe Oakland's probably actually higher than Memphis because of California's tendency to skew their results.
Oh, you mean
Um,
by the same thing they do in DC where they just report crimes as other crimes that aren't counted in the statistics?
Yeah, like I think Baltimore and St. Louis are probably actually higher too because of that. So I don't think Memphis is that bad, but that's my stance.
Yeah, I have a friend who's moving out of Baltimore in the
Get the
next few
fuck out.
weeks. It's like,
Get the
good.
fuck out.
Just as long as you don't move to Oakland, everything will be fine.
Yeah, don't move to Oakland. Don't do it.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And if everyone will notice, nothing from my state is on that list.
Nope.
We
Okay.
don't carry guns.
Here's a different map. Here's a different map. This is where it shows the most and least fun states,
Oh, that's
okay.
gonna be me.
according
Probably.
to Newsweek. All right. So total fun
least fun?
scores in each state. Yeah. So according to this, California, super fun.
Oh yeah, once you get robbed at
Oh, and
gunpoint,
Florida.
it'll do.
Yeah. Florida, second most
Florida
fun
makes sense.
overall. Yeah. Let's see. Where are you?
the
50th.
lowest.
You are the
Yeah, I'm
50. You are the least fun state in the entire
right.
country. Serenity.
Damn right.
Let's look. I can't find anything up above. No. Okay. So how does it feel to be in the least fun state, Serenity?
Feels amazing because that means nothing happens here, which means I don't have to deal with any of the bullshit that California and Florida have to deal with.
Are they basing this on like rates of prostitution? Because I'm pretty sure you are also
Yeah.
Like down the list.
So you can get your bits wet. No, they're basing it on amount of stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
Right. So it's about
West
like
Virginia
how much.
is the state of you need to find your own enjoyment and make it.
Yeah, if you leave the shithole cities in California and you just go east, there's like mountains and deserts and lakes and streams and so much fantastic stuff you can do. Almost, if you just drive an hour from any shithole city, you're in some place that's actually pretty nice.
Well, it's like
But
we
can
have several like ski resorts here in West Virginia. But anyway, sorry, functional.
Yeah, well, you still get 50.
I was gonna just ask if you can stream stuff.
You mean,
I'm being cynical.
oh, okay.
Because the only thing that matters is if you can make content somewhere.
I mean, like do a little dance on top of Half Dome? Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean if you're doing it out by like the mountains in Eastern California, nobody's gonna give a shit. But if you're doing it on top of a skyscraper in Chicago, people are gonna be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna click on this." It's
Yeah.
that's fun apparently.
So there's a comment here about West Virginia. She said that perception is the main reason Rhode Island, Mississippi, and West Virginia were ranked at the bottom.
Yeah, I figured.
So it's
Maybe
people that have never been there going, "No, this place isn't any fun."
maybe you
Yeah,
should
pretty
hire Sydney Sweeney's publicist to help
it's
you
like-
come up with a West Virginia wow kind of campaign.
We've got
Well,
tits.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's how I know that these people have never traveled to my state because we have the Hatfield and McCoy Trail, which is a dirt bike trail, which is considered one of the best dirt bike trails in the fucking country. We have several ski resorts which actually get pretty good snow. It's
All
just
those diners were fucking excellent when I drove through,
exactly.
and I would love to go hunting there.
Oh, it's fun.
Hey, if you want to
and fishing.
highlight what's great in the place you live, I'm more than happy to talk less about California and give you that opportunity. Sorry, you did that one thing where you were walking around and took pictures of all this public art stuff, right?
Where?
Where you live?
Where you live. Wasn't there all these weird
is a
outdoor
while
art
ago.
installations?
Oh, I've done it both here and in Romania too.
Exactly. So
Yes.
So
So
I
in general, yes, I have done that.
So I am very open to. In fact, I would love it if you guys had stuff like, "Hey, this is a cool thing about where I'm from." Yeah, show me your stuff. You know, not. I mean, we're not going to try to single-handedly fix West Virginia's reputation for being extremely
I don't
unfun.
want West Virginia's reputation fixed. Stay the fuck away from my state.
away.
You stay away.
Away.
You stay away from my
Illegal
state.
aliens, put them in a catapult, shoot them over the border. Away.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, the thing is if you grow up here, it's similar to California for you, Harry.
Yeah.
If you grow up here, you know the fun stuff to do. Like, we have a minor league baseball team that feeds into the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're called the Hellcats. They're fun to watch.
Mhm.
We have 2 major universities that have football games all the time. The soccer teams are really, really good. The marching bands are really, really good. I love the Greenbrier. The Greenbrier is fucking awesome. But yeah, and we have a lot of festivals. Like, there's a pumpkin festival coming up in a month, which I'll take pictures when I go to it and probably show that. But we have a bunch of festivals.
I think most, like I said, it's the online culture. Like,
oh yeah, it is.
People don't want to go do festivals or like salt of the earth kind of stuff. They want to find somewhere weird that they can make a commotion and get 1,000 clicks on TikTok or something stupid like that. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people just don't go anywhere, and they're just like, "Oh, West Virginia? No. Have you been? No."
Yeah.
Which it's the thing that gets funny is that they like label my state racist because we went hard red. And it's like, I have seen more people of more varying nationalities in the southern part of this state, which is close to where I live, because I technically live on the far east side, but I live on the southeast side. But than I have seen in the last 20 years. So you can think we're racist. We're just cheaper to live. Because it's like us in Florida are the cheapest for retirees to live, because it takes so much less money to live here.
Yeah. And we have the opposite. We have this reputation of being open, but no, the people we've imported are like, well, they're trash, and they're extremely racist and extremely rude, and don't you dare say anything about it, because then they'll fucking be even more trashy and rude.
Well, and that's the thing.
I digress.
Down here, we are, as my mother likes to put it, we are the old school version of NIMBYs. Yeah. Which is, we are the NIMBYs of, is it on your property? Yes. Are you bothering me with it? No.
Then
is it
I don't
keeping
give a
me?
shit.
Yeah. If you keeping me up, are you waking me up at 3 o'clock in the morning when I have a 4 o'clock in the morning shift? No. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a crap what your skin color is. I don't care what your religion is. Don't make noise. Like, I have a friend who lives and works in Huntington, West Virginia, which is where Marshall University is, which is one of our 2 big universities. There was a mosque that got built there like 30 years ago. And she always laughs because she's like, West Virginians made them not coalesce. Metabolize isn't the word either. They made the Muslims fit into the community, not the community fit into Islam.
Assimilate.
Thank you.
I
could think of every other synonym that I was, because there's no call to prayer. Nothing like that. They have their mosque. They're allowed to do whatever they want in their mosque.
But they have to do it.
Yeah, you have to be respectful of everybody else, because there's like 9 million freaking churches in Huntington, West Virginia. And it's like, so it's like, you can do what you want, but you can't bother other people because you're in a neighborhood. And most of the people in this neighborhood are not Muslim. So you can do what you want. Just don't do a call to prayer. Don't bother anybody early in the morning. Keep your noses clean, and no one's going to give a crap. And they have never tried to do any of that. They have never tried to make it into the council. They have never tried to do anything, because they realized very quickly
that's good.
This is not a place you try to assimilate in that way. This is not the place you try to make assimilate to you, because we won't, because we're West Virginians, and we will dig our heels in and tell you to go F yourself.
All right.
That's who we are.
Well, let's see.
News are always free.
Well, at that point, let's see. Moving onward. Hey, Sora.
Yes.
Want to see a cute animal?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 6 orphaned gray fox siblings released into San Jose Park. That's pretty cute. Look at it.
But they're also jerks because they like to rob birds' nests.
But they can do that in the park. This will be fine. Yeah, so they found 6 of these little bastards. and they've been nursing them back to health. I guess they found them at a construction site, and mom decided to not come back, and so they're
That's
setting
sad.
these guys loose in a park in San Jose. But as wildlife goes, that's pretty cute.
Yeah.
And gray
Yeah.
foxes stay cute. Like they stay fairly small because they're tree climbers,
Mm-hmm.
and they stay fairly cute. They don't get mangy looking like some red foxes do.
Are they stinky and musky? Like
They are because they're foxes. That can't be.
they're all
helped,
just sort of
but-
like that.
Yeah, but that's what that second picture is at full grown. They stay cute and small.
That's a pretty sharp looking little
Look
animal.
At,
Yeah.
They're
look at
adorable.
that lovely.
They're here in West Virginia a lot. They get in a fight. I hear them sometimes getting in fights with the fishers, which are
Mhm.
those giant weasels.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're around here a lot. But they're
I
adorable.
see them all the time in my neighborhood.
Yeah, Toronto would be a place that they would go to too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
they're
mean, all
good.
things considered, being like the largest city in the country, like there's wildlife all over the place. I've
Good.
seen bunnies and squirrels and hares and foxes, both red and gray, but they're the different kind of gray. They're still arboreal, but they're there's some weird name like ring-tailed gray fox or something weird like that. It's
Mhm.
not the same one we're talking about here.
Yeah. They're really good. The reason why they don't harm the chickens because the chickens can kick their butt, and so can the geese that I have on the farm because they're that tiny. They're basically glorified dog weasels, is what they are. But
Yeah.
I don't mind them being around because they're really good ratters. They're really good micers. They keep
Mhm.
the chipmunks and the squirrels away from stuff. The possums and them have a deal. And they kind of don't mess with each other. I usually have to get in a fight with the possums because they keep stealing eggs. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, they're good little guys. I will take a family of gray foxes moving in over a family of red foxes any day of the week because they also don't scream.
Yeah. So I was looking for a link earlier when we were sort of alluding to the redistricting thing, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. We don't need to go over this sort of stuff. But I want to show you the picture of the woman who was approached and then pitched the idea to do this thing. And my comment I have here just says, just retire already. Okay, so let me show you Zoe Lofgren. And it's like, people are allowed to get old, but Jesus Christ, just
And her
retire. When it says 102 degrees, I almost wonder if that's her age, right down there in the corner. She's looking a little rough. Okay.
and her name is Zoloft.
Her name is Zoloft. I mean, it might be time for some new faces and some bright new ideas. She should go enjoy her retirement or something.
I mean, the voting base should be less stupid.
Well, they'll vote for anything that's got a D next to its name. There's people that they just walk in and it's like vote blue no matter who. They'll just yeah. I just look at this picture and go, yeah, like I said, people are allowed to get old and stuff, but man, we really need some new blood in Sacramento. This is just getting out of hand.
if you want to know the terrifying thing, Harry, she only took that seat in 2023.
Well, she's been around for a long time before that.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm
but
well
it's
familiar
still-
with her name.
Yeah, she's 77.
That's a rough 77.
That is a very rough 77 because my mother is close to that age. She looks nothing like that.
You know what might help? Botox.
Oh, there we go. No, it actually probably would help a little bit in filler. It just
Yeah.
has to be done right.
Yeah, give her just basically send her to the body shop and have them buff out the dents. It'll be fine. So speaking of cars and stuff, remember we mentioned the Slate truck that was supposed to be $20,000 with rebates? Well, those rebates are going to go away from the government. It'll still be like 24, 26. Well,
Yeah.
Ford has their little answer to this too. They're actually working on a $30,000 electric truck,
Okay.
which kind of will fit the gap between like really tiny things and much bigger things. So it'll be sort of a small, mid-sized sort of thing. And instead of just giving you less of everything, they're really doing what they know how to do and revamping the production process to try to bring the cost down, to make this into a thing that regular people can afford. So they're doing everything they can in terms of changing how these things are built to get those costs down to $30,000, which is perfect. This is the way capitalism is supposed to work. There's a demand for a product. They want to meet a certain price point. How can they basically get there without giving up a lot? I think they might be able to do it.
Are they putting it under the Ranger headline, or are they putting it like under the Ranger umbrella? Because there's the Ford Rangers, which are iconic and well known for being tiny little trucks that will do anything and everying.
Yeah, which is a great little truck, and you can get a hybrid version of that. But I don't think there's an EV version of the Ranger. So, like for instance, here they say under the new system there will be 3 sub-assemblies for each vehicle that follow their own lines. They'll be joined together at the end of the process instead of during. For the record, they're not entirely sure how this will work out. Okay, so
true,
but they're just changing the assembly line to make the whole process of doing this better, faster, and cheaper. Yeah. And God knows there's plenty of room for that, because they started off with the assembly line in the Model T, and that was great. But I like the fact they're trying to basically throw technology and innovation at the problem instead of just giving you less of everything.
Yeah.
If they can produce a really good truck or a pretty good truck for $30,000 that's like an EV, then they're going to do okay. And you can make a decent EV car for under $30,000. There are just a few of them. People seem to really like, what is it? The GM thing. Can I not remember the name of it? Not the Bolt. The Bolt EUV was actually really successful, and people still seem to like the Nissan Leaf.
Until it caught fire.
Yeah.
And I mostly agree with you, but these are all problems that were created because of government.
Government sure as hell didn't do anything to help. They gave them a ridiculous set of rules, and then they've just been modifying their behavior to meet whatever the government's stupid rules were.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the CAFE standards is going to be great. That's a thing that I don't know. Did you hear about that?
CAFE, no.
The CAFE standards are the fuel economy things that have been making it hard for them to make things like small trucks.
Oh, yeah, we still have those here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're screwed. All right, $30,000 truck, moving on. This is kind of cool. Here, I'll show you this video.
Because I really wish it did. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so basically, these cars look straight out of a comic book. I think this is kind of cool.
A real car looked like a comic strip. Artist Joshua Vides wraps vehicles in white vinyl and hand paints bold black lines, turning them into mind-bending 2D illusions. Inspired by Aha's Take On Me, his work blurs reality and art, pushing...
That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not saying I would drive one of those around, but that's pretty cool.
I would.
They look really cool. And the problem with wraps is, depending on what type of wrap you used and how thick the vinyl is and everything like that, it can deteriorate really, really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so the paint can also wash off if he hasn't sealed it properly. Not saying he hasn't, but wraps are a very dangerous thing to mess with if you want to keep that art, because it will go away eventually. But if that's what you want, that's also really cool.
Yeah.
Because I think making it look like a faded newspaper would also be really, really cool. But judging by the license plates, a lot of those are foreign cars. Because they got the longer license plate, the 9.3 and stuff like that. So it's hard to say.
I have to say, I kind of like it, though.
They're cool looking, absolutely.
It's a new spin on something old.
The art, the ability that takes and the time it takes, bad respect just for that alone.
Yeah, my brain doesn't do this sort of thing. This is not in my wheelhouse. Yeah.
JB, good lord.
What did JB do?
Imagine running someone over in one.
Yeah.
God dang.
All right.
Can't take you all anywhere.
Hey, do you want to see another cute animal? Well, okay, Sora's going to think they're cute. The rest of us are not going to think they're cute. But Sora's going to like them. Okay. Well, if it loads, this is the glass squid.
Oh.
And I'm not a big fan of things in the ocean. I think we've clearly established that. But
that is cool.
These little guys are actually kind of neat because they have these little pigment sacs. And what they do is when they sort of close them off, they contain all of it and they become translucent. So in the dark sort of mid depths where these guys like to hang out, some predators coming up, how about we just make it so I'm almost invisible? They just disappear, which is pretty sweet. So let's see this thing here. So the glass squid. Look at that.
Have you ever wished you could...
That guy can shut up.
Looks like a jellyfish and a squid had a baby.
But these things are really not easy to see.
Well, yeah.
You know these little...
Look at that guy.
Babies.
Look at that thing. That's
Maybe
just
shrimp.
gratuitous.
I don't think that squid has enough meat on its bones, Richard. for
Look
it
at
to have
this
any
one.
Calamari.
This one wants to be your friend, Sora.
It
He's
I think
touches
so.
you.
Look at that. He looks pretty friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty cool.
I feel like there's a Japanese hentai
Yeah, I
that
have-
starts with this.
Look at that one. He looks like a
look at
bird.
that. It has such a funny looking whatever that, if that's the mouth or beak or whatever the heck, and the eyes. It looks funny.
Yeah,
Like it's slightly startled.
I knew you'd like these. But these actually, I mean, as things in the ocean go, I don't hate them.
I have no problems with deep sea. That's not a fear I have.
Yeah.
I like the creatures of the deep.
Look at
some of them
that.
are really grotesque, but look at that! Look at that! It's a little smile.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no fear of the deep either, because I'm just waiting for our Lord Savior Cthulhu to come rising up. That's all I'm waiting for.
This is all of Cthulhu's minions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When a deep one bites the end of the
See?
camera
Look,
off,
I'm
that's when I'll
invisible.
be worried.
Now I'm not invisible.
Oh, look at the little smile. Oh,
See, I knew you would
Cute.
like these.
Nom.
Yep.
How deep down is he?
Well, there you go.
Ooh,
0 to
nice.
2,000 meters.
Between midnight and twilight zone. What's in the abyssal zone?
Nothing good.
The abyss. That's where Cthulhu hangs out.
That's
down there.
Cthulhu. That's where.
How-
That's where Rylea
I'm
is.
gonna ask a really stupid question.
Yeah.
I've been hard thing.
Oh. Okay, you're gonna have to wait till your internet gets a little bit better and ask again. Hold
Yeah.
on. You roboted. Ask again.
Yeah.
She can even hear.
Look at
Have
him.
we been down that far?
Yes.
Yes, we have. That's usually where whale fall and stuff like that is found.
We've actually been all the way to the bottom, but you need to not use that thing that guy used to go look at the Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupids. But
All
yeah,
right.
no, we've been to the bottom. Like the funnest videos to watch are watching oceanographers and all them like pilot a little remote sub down there, and when they find whale falls,
Mm.
which is where
Oh, is
whales
that-
have died, and they freak out. It's
Yeah.
hilarious
Oh,
and
is that
adorable.
what that is?
Yeah, it's adorable. 'cause
Like
they're
the
so
one where they were
excited.
making fun? The one they were making fun of that one octopus?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or
They're
when they
like,
found
it looks like a
what
toy.
they think is the oldest shark alive, which I think has been alive for like 600 years. I don't think it was quite at the abyssal level, but it was pretty far down. But yeah, no, they're adorable. They're like some of the they're scientists who are adorable because they're so excited for everything, and they post their videos all over all on the internet, and they're just like, "Oh my god, we saw something," and they're like, "Oh my god, it's touching us! Oh my god, look at that eye!" It's cute. They're so excited. It's so cute.
Well, I do have a little follow up. Remember, I mentioned about the person who won the track meet, the state track meet, and then did this little demonstration with the fire extinguisher where she sprayed it on her shoes because she's just so hot. You know,
Yeah.
her shoes were on fire, and then they said, "Oh, sorry, that little demonstration just cost you your medal." Well, the County Board of Supervisors for Monterey County has decided to honor this person, this performer, with her own day. So it was Clara Adams' Day on August
So we learned
19th.
nothing.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, it's like you're not. She was copying an Olympic star when she did that. It's like you're not at the Olympics, bitch. You're in high school,
Yeah, and she knew she wasn't supposed to do it. She just figured that she'd get away with it.
and she was right.
What? I didn't do anything wrong. You can't get mad at me. But
Yeah,
people are
okay.
still trying to find ways to, I don't know. I'm not really sure what this is all about, but the Board of Supervisors for Monterey County decided, oh yeah, we should honor her and give her like a little piece of paper and declare a day in her honor. Oh, stop giving this woman attention. Just stop. It's a good lesson for people to learn about things like good sportsmanship and following the rules. That's like part of the lesson you get from athletics. That's
Well,
like part of the whole exercise for having kids do this stuff is they learn about like teamwork and discipline and humility and all of those things you learn from being in a competitive sport.
Well, the thing is that all of the people who compete against her will teach her that real quick.
Yeah.
They'll just ignore her ass.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh God, it's that stupid bitch," and then just
Yeah.
and just like ignore her.
Just like ignore her. Car Week was last week. And we did talk about that a little bit, but so here is the best in show winner for this thing.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So it's the 1924 Hispano-Suiza H6C Neuport Astra Torpedo. That is a name. That is
Hispano-Suiza.
That's a really great name.
It's an awesome freaking car.
Yeah, look at that thing.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. That is a really nice car. Unfortunately, that's the only view we have of the darn thing. But yeah, this looks pretty great. I mean, every year there's fantastic cars.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a little bit special right there. I like it.
Looks like bang.
Looks like a very stylish shoe. All right, so
Old school cars.
Anybody here have T-Mobile? Is your mobile carrier? Oh, that's good. Okay, T-Mobile claimed selling location data without consent is legal. Judges disagree. Yeah, so basically T-Mobile decided, hey, let's just make a little extra money by selling the location data of our customers to third parties. So, and instead of denying it, like saying, oh, no, we didn't do that, we would never do that, they just said, no, it's totally legal for us to do this. Just leave us alone. And it's like, what? Do your consumers hear you saying this? Yeah, okay. So essentially, the Federal Communications Commission last year fined T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon, saying that the carriers illegally shared access to customers' location information without consent and did not take reasonable measures to protect that sensitive data against unauthorized disclosure. Now, in the cases of the other two carriers, it's my understanding that it was giving out stuff to law enforcement without correct authorization, that sort of thing. In T-Mobile's case, they just took some private company and said, sure, would you like a database of where all our customers go and what they do and how often and all that sort of stuff? We'll just give you this data. Thank you. Money, please. And yeah, so the courts rightfully said, no, you actually cannot just do that. If you're a T-Mobile customer, how would this make you feel? I would feel, I don't know, pretty violated and betrayed by something like this, because it's nobody's damn business what I do and where I go and how long I'm there. It's just not. You talk to younger people and they don't really seem to care about stuff like this. But to me, this seems like a huge violation. And I don't understand why anybody would want to be a T-Mobile customer after this, just because their attitude is so brazen about the whole thing. Anyway, thoughts?
I suppose they're thinking, well, they're all selling our data. At least these guys are open about it.
Well, the main thing is, they weren't open about it. They did it sneakily. And that's part of where they got into trouble, is because they didn't actually disclose to customers and they didn't ask for them to opt into this sort of thing. Because imagine if you said, oh, do you mind if we sell this stuff? If you do, we'll give you $10 off your phone bill or something per month, or just you get a free tote bag, just something. No, they just sneakily just started selling it. I mean, my expectation would be that they're not selling that kind of stuff. You'd think it would be sort of private, but no, T-Mobile was of a different opinion. And the courts let them know that that's not okay. Good. But yeah, if you're a T-Mobile customer, I don't know, think twice about whether you really want to do business with these people. I've been a T-Mobile customer in the past, because ultimately the main thing is if you you go with whoever gives you the best service in your area, because nobody enjoys having a cell phone that doesn't work properly. At least in the past, that's what we always did. Because like there's some cities where you go there and if you have the wrong carrier, your life is just going to be miserable all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here we have one national level network, and any company can opt in and pay to use it. So we basically have nationwide coverage. It's again, we do have very good telecom, very good internet service. Sora might not. I don't know why. But we are also the highest cost in all the world. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Can't win every battle.
Yeah. Well, I've often imagined why this doesn't happen more often, because people get fired and then they get disgruntled and then they do bad things. I would think this would happen all the time, but it doesn't. But it happened this time. Developer gets 4 years for activating network kill switch to avenge his firing. The guy thought that his role was being minimized, and so what he did was he put a whole bunch of stuff into the code for a product, infinite loops that just chewed up time and all sorts of terrible stuff. And when he got fired, he just activated this stuff. Or it could have been one of those canary things where you have to constantly kill the thing that's going to activate it. And if you're not there on the network, then it's like, oh, well, it just takes them out. Yeah, he's getting 4 years, 4 years in jail, and it's just a real problem. I'm really surprised this doesn't happen more than it does. I mean, from a coding perspective, there's things you do, in terms of code reviews and other things that would prevent this from happening. So the fact that this found its way into a working product is pretty sloppy. But, man, I definitely appreciate the sentiment. It's like, well, you're going to fire me. Screw you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Chinese national.
Yeah.
It's the reason why, too, probably.
Well, I don't think that's really the important part of the story, because I could see anybody doing it, even a U.S. citizen.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like, it's just... I understand putting that kind of stuff into it if you have a set product that, like, you have a set code that you built yourself that you kind of loan out to companies for a fee. I understand doing that, because then if they don't pay, you kill it. But when you work for the company themselves and you're building it for the company under their paycheck while you're there, it's not your code anymore. Like, you can't just take it away because, well, I don't like the fact that I got fired. That's not how that works.
You have a work for hire relationship with these people as an employee, and everything that you do is basically, well, on the clock is their property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's the same thing with scientists and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I understand you worked on it, but you wouldn't be able to do what you do without the microscopes, without the chemicals, without all the other stuff you have. And the same thing with, like, the developers, it's a little bit different, because if you have a computer and you have Ubuntu and stuff like that, you can do a lot of stuff. But it's like, if it is on their computer that they provide for you, or they pay for, or somehow compensate you for, and it's on the time that you're doing that job, it is not yours. And it's part of your contract with them. It's not yours. You don't have the right to kill it because you don't like the fact that you got fired. It's kind of like the people who, I always get really, really frustrated with people who do the whole, well, I made sure that if I no longer work there, it doesn't work because I know how everything works. It's like, okay, I understand the sentiment and I kind of get it, because you're trying to make it so you're not made obsolete. But at the same time, it's like, that's shady as and it's going to probably get you fired anyway once they figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people get fired when they figure it out.
Well, the quiet quitting,
kind of okay with it.
the quiet quitting thing is a more passive aggressive way. This is the aggressive. There's nothing passive about this. This is just like, screw me, screw you.
And the thing is, I'm
with
okay with quiet quitting, because quiet quitting makes sense. Like, just do your job that you're getting paid for. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
If you don't want to move up in the company or anything like that, or any of that kind of stuff, and a lot of companies do take advantage of the people who do think that they have to bend over backwards. But yeah, this kind of stuff I don't agree with. It's like, you were probably fired for other reasons. Now you're getting your revenge because reasons.
Just reasons. All right. So, in a previous episode, I think it was the one where just Skep was on, we talked about there were a bunch of hard drives from Amazon that were super cheap, Christmas special hard drives. Turns out they were really shitty hard drives that had been wiped, and all of the errors in the error table had been disappeared. They essentially gone in with software and said, yeah, clear all the errors on these. Let's just repackage them like they're new. But instead, they were old, mostly worn out drives with a bunch of errors and bugs. Now, you can absolutely clear that, but this is not going to be the most reliable thing. And I said, if you see a drive that's got a ridiculous price on it, you should probably think the price is too good. It's just too good. Well, Seagate spins up a raid on Counterfeit Hard Drive Workshop. Authorities read criminals' rights while they spill the beans. Bus finds nearly 700 Seagate hard drives along with some from Coexia and Western Digital. Yeah, they basically have these farms where they take busted old drives, spiff them up, make them look like new by resetting all the counters on them, and then they'll go online and they will sell them to people as if they were new. And it's just a huge ripoff. And that's like if you go and spend extra money at, as much as I don't like it, Micro Center, at least get a nice sealed drive with a nice Mylar sack or a commercial box, and you're going to pay a little more, but in all likelihood, it's not going to be this, because these are drives that have already had problems. They've already passed their useful life. You don't want these in your computer, not even for half price. And, there's outfits that just sell these things. So this particular one was in Germany. It's just a real problem. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. These 700 drives, that's just what was on the desk that day. Because they were doing that every single day. Yeah, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Exactly.
Send out, go to Best Buy, Walmart, Target, Micro Center, get them from there.
Or even Newegg.
Newegg's good too, yes.
Yeah, I have a lot of good luck with them. Okay. We've talked about wealth being mobile. So this looks like we're talking about real estate, and we're really not. So Bay Area tech pioneer sells Atherton home for $27 million. Now, this is Mark Andreessen, one of the co-creators of the World Wide Web, and he has all kinds of money, and he has a house in Atherton. Now, Atherton is one of the most expensive places in the United States to live. And it's been that way for a long time. But of course, it's California, so they're trying to put in a bunch of multifamily homes and stuff like that. Mark Andreessen's response to this is, he's not saying it out loud, but almost everybody, the unsaid part is, he's leaving because he doesn't want to deal with all the crap that's starting to come. His beautiful neighborhood with him and who's the other guys? I can't remember which sports guy is here. So an estimated net worth of $2 billion, according to Forbes. Andreessen is among the most influential tech founders in an area with many CEOs call home. The Bay Area bigwig co-founded one of the first internet browsers, Netscape, in 1994. Now you know why he's got so much damn money. But as they try to basically take Atherton and turn it into something that it just isn't supposed to be for reasons, he and a bunch of other guys like Steph Curry, the basketball player, are just like, we just need to maybe get out of there. The moral to this being that money can just leave. You can come up with whatever rules you want, but if you make it difficult for people with a lot of money, you can't pin them down. You think you're going to have like a 2% wealth tax per year or something in California? No. This is just a small example of what's going to happen on a much bigger scale. The revealed preference thing. Yeah. Because you're making his life difficult, he's just going to leave. He has plenty of other properties too in Southern California and a lot of other places. But if you're going to put a bunch of multi-story houses right next to his place, he doesn't have to put up with that crap. Rich people don't need the headache. So, yeah, all these people that think you're going to just exploit rich people for whatever agenda you've got by redistributing their income, no, they're just going to leave. That's the moral to that story.
It's the old saying, socialism works until you run out of other people's money.
Exactly. And at some point you are going to run out of other people's money.
Always do. You should have either killed them all or they're all left.
So I think you'll like this one, Serenity. Starbucks is asking customers in South Korea to stop bringing monitors, printers, and desk dividers into their stores.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. Hey, I'm working over here.
I guarantee you it's a bunch of vloggers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why is this coffee shop in my office cubicle?
Pretty much.
Yeah. And hey, you go up to the front and go, the Wi-Fi seems kind of slow. Maybe you should take the aluminum foil off your partition. Yeah. Starbucks South Korea is telling customers to leave their large office supplies at home. The chain urged patrons not to bring desktops, printers, and desk partitions into the store. The country is known for its strong cafe culture and a trend of people working from coffee outlets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do what Japan does. Have the little cubicles where they have the cafes, where people just kind of have their own little cubicle thing and do it that way. they'll actually go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. If they're going to Starbucks, that means that they've gotten kicked out of the small, independent, locally owned one. And they're going to Starbucks thinking they can get away with it.
It means they don't want to pay for a co-working place is what it means.
Yeah.
You know, because there's plenty of really good and some really outstanding co-working places where you can go and just for a small fee, that can be your office for the day. You can, and they have facilities and it works fantastic. You know, for some of the better set up ones. I'm almost tempted just to take a day and go work at that place that used to be the old Sunset Magazine headquarters before they turned it into some abomination. I can imagine spending a day in some old mid-century modern historic building just doing my thing, because I really can sort of work from anywhere. But enough about me. Yeah, South Korea, I can't really imagine the amount of balls it would take to take a partition into a coffee shop, but here we are.
Well, the thing is, Korea is a face culture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of, everybody's afraid of like talking because of the hierarchy system. So it's like, especially if it's older people and the people who work at the Starbucks are younger, they'd be afraid to say anything to them because that is considered outside of the social hierarchy because you were talking that way to a superior, air quotes. So it's, I can see why it's gotten to this point where Starbucks itself has to make the overarching statement of cut it the fuck out, because now that gives the employees the ability to go, well, it's from corporate, sir. We can't, you can't do that anymore. Like that's what it is. And that's kind of the thing of like face cultures, because that are always based on the very hierarchical systems, is that the older ones will find a way to manipulate the younger ones, and younger ones do it too. It's probably older people doing it at least a little bit, or trying to say, oh, you can't use that language with me. Why are you being casual with me? They call it banal, which is their casual language. You can't speak that way to me. I am older than you. You need to call me sunbae, or like, so it's a lot of, I get the reason why corporate has to say something.
Understood. Are you going to go deal with dogs?
Oh yeah, I'm getting ready to.
Okay. Well, I have a article that we need to make fun of. Hopefully, I'm sure Functional will have an opinion. I don't. Hopefully, Sora's network will hold out here. But this article just strikes me as being kind of odd. Now, just for the record, I totally sympathize/empathize with people who are introverts and find the world to be slightly uncomfortable. At the same time, I feel like coddling people is not really doing them a favor. So with those two things aside, 7 micro adventures for introverts who crave new experiences but need quiet too. First of all, just the tone of this just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Maybe I'm just being an asshole. I don't know.
It feels a bit condescending.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a bit much. The accountant and me started a tiny experiment. I opened a spreadsheet and created a new tab called Micro Adventures. The rule was simple. Each activity had to be short, low noise, and doable solo. It had to stretch me without spiking my nervous system. Think novelty, not noise. I mean, okay.
Okay, so far.
Okay, so far. Within 2 months, I felt lighter and a lot more alive. My energy stopped whiplashing between FOMO and JOMO. I have no idea what that is. And a built-in rhythm where exploration was baked in. You know, maybe baby steps toward being more of a functioning person is the right way to go about this. But this is like, I don't know. This feels like we're setting the goalpost pretty damn close. So Dawn Photo Walk. I mean, is this really stretching the boundaries all that much? I mean, are people really so introverted they don't want to go outside in the morning because they might run into somebody? This seems a bit much.
This one doesn't make any sense.
Weekday solo matinee with a slow lunch.
I would love this, actually. That sounds fun.
I don't have a problem with the activity so much as even counting it as an adventure.
See, okay,
this is a nano adventure.
This is where this author loses me, and I don't like them.
Yeah.
I used to think taking myself to a movie was a little sad. Why? Are you by yourself? Are you in a relationship right now? No.
Yeah.
Why? And nobody else has time to go to a movie. Why would you miss out going to the cinema?
You shouldn't.
It's like this thing was like weird. Or even if you are, say, married or in a relationship, whatever, your partner's not always going to be attached to the hip with you 24/7. Go to the fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's not a. It's like when people announce, "I'm gonna unsubscribe and whatever." I'm like, okay, good for you. Go away. This is not a big deal. You know. I hate that always rubs me the right way. It's like, look at me. I'm going out to a movie by myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
so
and
brave.
everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, did you never skip school and hide out in the movie theater?
I didn't.
Oh, okay, well.
But I was, but I was,
did.
no, but I was like a habitual truant in the practical sense, but not the legal sense. I think one quarter I took 30, I was like late for school 30 times in one quarter, but I had PE at the beginning of it, so it didn't really make any difference. And it was always for like academic reasons. I would show up with notes that would say things like, you know, Harry's going to Palo Alto today to go to the Stanford bookstore or to go to a library or something. I figured as long as I was doing educational stuff, they could just pound salt. I didn't care. So I would take time off from high school constantly because I just didn't give a crap. But enough about me. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with going to a cafe and getting out a book, like on that device that you might buy, and eating a really good sandwich by yourself and having everybody just sort of leave you alone. It's totally fine. I don't know why people think there's some stigma about eating alone, because I'm not seeing
it's
it.
the best.
It
I love
is.
doing it. It really is. Also the best part of going, like taking yourself on a lunch date or whatever,
Mhm.
you get to go to the weird places that you cannot get anybody else in your life to go to. Or, you know, like say you want to go for like a group of friends. You will always end up going to something similar, even if it's a new place, because everybody will agree on something on the menu. But if you want to try the more like niche, bizarre place, you need to go by yourself. At least the first time.
Yeah. Well, if you're, well, I'll do that with recipes.
Oh.
So, for instance, I'll make some recipe that I've never made before just to see if it's any good before I'll make it for imaginary girlfriend. So I will commonly sort of try stuff out, or, you know, that's actually fine. I think people, when they're in sort of new relationships, they burn themselves out a little bit because they feel like they have to do every single thing together. When in reality, you know, you kind of get into a rhythm when you know somebody and you're not feeling insecure about that. It's like you talk to the other person and go, oh yeah, I ate a late lunch. You know, we had like a business lunch and it went to like 4 or something and there were snacks. I'm not hungry. I don't need dinner. There's nothing wrong with the other person stopping somewhere and getting like a bite to eat at a bistro or a cafe or a restaurant or whatever on the way home. You don't have to eat together every single time to keep your relationship from disintegrating. In fact, if you have to do that, that's probably a bad sign. I think more importantly, if people want to get along with each other, the best thing you can do is if you're at the table together eating, put your damn phone down. Just pay attention to the person you're with when you're there with them. But anyway, I shouldn't be giving people advice about relationships. So bookstore to park drift. On paper, this is as simple as it gets. You wander a bookstore, buy one paperback, then drift to a park bench and read the first chapter. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that.
Pretty
I'm just
common.
not thinking it's an adventure.
Not a it's not a micro.
It's a nano adventure, a pico adventure. Micro hike with a sit spot. Now, I would actually say this is better, like for somebody who doesn't hike at all, who just thinks that it's a problem. A lot of times people want everything to be perfect or they don't think there's any reason to do it. If you don't hike and you want to hike, go on a small hike. And just make it be the beginning of a habit if that's something that you want to do. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a hike or something else. If there's something you want to do and it's something you can do and you want to get into it, don't set the bar so high that you can't get started. But again, not really a big adventure. Gallery.
This would be, sorry.
No,
The
you go.
micro hike with the morning one would probably be a good actually mesh.
Mm-hmm.
So here's an adventure. You wake up early to go to like a park to catch the beach or wherever you are living, to the lake, somewhere in nature near you to catch the morning light. Not necessarily take a walk in your own neighborhood, because that doesn't feel like an adventure. I don't know.
No, I think if you if you go out early in the morning or in the golden hour in the evening and you say take pictures of wildflowers or something like that, you're just mindful of your circumstances. You're really paying attention to the place where you are, and then you just sort of, snipe these few pictures and stuff. Then you just have a little something to look back on, and then you can build on that going forward. Honestly, I know some people who I thought would never actually find anybody in a relationship, and one of the most common plays that they did that worked for them was joining like a bird watching group or a hiking group. But if you're a complete introvert, going out with like 20 people might be a bit more than they can handle.
Well, that defeats the purpose of this particular exercise.
Yeah, it's too many people.
The author's
It's
trying to do.
Too many people. I'm trying to solve a different problem than she's trying to solve. So 1 gallery museum hour. Okay. It's good to stop into weird little museums.
I think this one's a pretty good one. You know why? Because I always forget that I live in a city that has galleries and museums I can go to, because it always feels like that's something you do as a tourist somewhere else. And then you do get to miss out on what's local if you're not paying attention. So that actually would, this one and the hiking one is the first real adventures that she said.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of weird little museums. Like there's a museum in downtown Palo Alto. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it's literally the Barbie Museum. And I had to keep somebody entertained who was in from out of town. And she was just sort of passing through, long, complicated circumstance. And I said, hey, what do you want to do to kill some time? And she said, hey, can we go to the Barbie Museum? I'm like, okay, it's your time. And, it wasn't really much of a thing, but God, it was certainly memorable. You can go to like some ditzy little museum and spend some time there, and it'll stick with you. It really will. I think that going to weird little museums is a good thing. There's a strange little Egyptian museum in downtown San Jose. It's run by the Rosicrucians, so they're a little bit weird, and they put their own slant on stuff because they're kind of mystical. But it's just a museum with actual Egyptian artifacts in downtown San Jose. It's pretty cool. I mean, if you're in San Jose and you've got an hour to kill, you could do far worse than going to the Rosicrucian Museum and looking at ancient Egyptian artifacts. I don't know. That's just me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what kind of museums would you want to check out?
Well, I would like, so if we had something niche like this, that would be cool. Actually, what we do have a police museum here. And I've always wanted to go, but I always forget it exists until like we have this discussion. I'm like, oh yeah, and it also has weird hours too. It's a little bit not always the most convenient hours. So, for example, take a day off of work, do like a PTO day or something, and that would be something. It would be probably fun to do.
I love a good half day off, honestly. Go in, clock in, work in the morning, and then just leave at lunch, and then just take the rest of the day off. I get a lot of those because of essentially comp time.
Yeah.
And man, I love a good half day off.
They had during lockdown, in the local, like, not even newspaper, but like kind of fun blogs that we have in the city here. The thing that cropped up, and I ended up not doing it because when I started reading about it, finally got to go back to work. But what a bunch of people started doing is SkyTrain trips. So you pick a station on one of the lines of our train, like the SkyTrains, and you visit that neighborhood. So with the idea being is that you're going to hit every single stop that has something to do around it, because some stops are kind of like in the middle of a industrial area without anything there per se, unless you want to bike in that area, for example, or too residential that there's nowhere else to go unless you look at the homes. But I thought that was pretty good. It allowed people to take public transit. You can walk around areas. The idea is also that if you go to areas that have cafes, you can support local business, etc. But that I would consider a micro adventure. I mean, sure, you have to go via public transport, and so it wouldn't be necessarily the most quiet, but you can do it solo, and you can do it times of the day that's not rush hour,
Yeah.
and bring noise canceling headphones with you.
I'm just laughing at the chat. Okay, hashtag Knuff. Yeah, okay. Random American. I mean, I have no interest.
Barbie Museum.
I have no interest in the Barbie Museum except for the fact that it was just such a weird, what the hell is this doing here kind of thing. It was the novelty of it that was actually kind of interesting.
So, have you seen Rat Race, the movie Rat Race with like Rowan Atkinson and?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Okay, there's a whole part where they go to a Barbie museum. The Jewish family goes to the Barbie museum, but it is not Mattel Barbie. It is Nazi Barbie.
Oh God.
like some soldier.
Wow.
And it's them and the skinheads neo-Nazis is great.
So it's like that woman that bought her own tank. You know, the I think that she was Russian.
Stealing.
Wasn't that no, that was a Russian woman. She lost some people in her family, so she raised money, bought her own tank, and said, okay, now can I go, now can I go to war? And they're like, oh, okay. I mean, she brought her own tank. It was fine. Did they have a gift shop? Was it a doll store? No, they don't have a gift shop. Nothing was for sale. My question, why would I want to go on an adventure? Does she mean vacation? No, she means adventure. She means something just to kind of break up the everyday life stuff, just to, I think, break the patterns that people get in, especially introverts, really like to fall back on very regular stuff. Sometimes that's a soothing thing, I guess. They just have very rigid schedules, and just forcing them to break out of that is probably enough. And as a person who doesn't get time to take really long formal vacations, pretty much all I get is adventures. Now, for me, an adventure is something like going to San Francisco and going to the ferry building and getting something to eat. That's like a nice adventure. Or I might get on my motorcycle and just drive to Pacifica and get some really good barbecue up and over a mountain and stuff. So there's like tons of adventure stuff around here because it is the most fun state to be in, apparently. Serenity back? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. I was just waiting for her to check my hubris, my California hubris. Okay. Stop making me hungry. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see. Did I address this? I think workers should come in an hour late on Mondays and leave 1 hour early on Fridays. Yeah. I actually don't have a problem with that. I've noticed that in business lately, Fridays have gotten awfully slow, and Friday afternoons have gotten really slow. And sometimes it kind of pisses me off because I don't like feeling like I'm the one who is the only one who's suffering and doing all the work. But at the same time, as an evil consultant who gets paid by the hour, I don't worry about it all that much. I frequently will take Wednesday afternoon off to do other stuff because I can. It's really nice to have flexibility in your hours. I really, really, really like it.
I think that's just an outdated idea altogether.
Having flexibility in your hours? Yeah.
No, Monday to Friday?
Yeah. I like
so few, fewer and fewer people do that. It's just, and it's somebody who comes from an industry that is not Monday to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like, yeah, so what about us?
Yep.
You want to now you want to go back to the way it was in orchestrating society because of your Monday to Friday sort of corporate, air quotes, corporate job? I don't think so. No, we're not going back there. You guys can suffer because you guys lost those industries lost the structuring of the consideration of what is like work hours. You lost. In fact, things should be open longer and on more weird hours. And weird hours, I mean like late night, early morning kind of stuff. Screw them all.
Well, I think
if I work nights and I don't get home till 3 o'clock in the morning, I want to order pizza. I want to be able to walk out of work and go to a pub or a restaurant.
Yep.
and enjoy my time.
Yep. That works really well in a bigger city.
And right now, for me, I don't give a shit. Well, that's where most, corporate culture is. I don't give a shit now because I make my own goddamn hours.
Yep.
I was always so pissed off. It's like, even things is like transit. It's like, oh, the subway's not running? Why?
Because it's not
Welcome
cost
to
effective to
TikTok.
keep. It's not cost effective to keep the subway running. Is the short,
It's
not very interesting
cost effective
answer.
to run it now. Even during the only thing that pays for itself is rush hour in the morning and in the evening. At least
Yeah.
in this city,
No argument.
we do have 24-hour like main arteries, so you can still get around on the buses. But I mean, it's not like we're not paying out the ass via taxes to have this thing run anyway. So why is it that, just as an example, Harry's tax dollar is worth $1.20 and mine's worth 30 cents in returns? Like it's not fair, because in fact the people who work those corporate 9 to 5s tend to make more per hour, and their dollar is worth more in the public forum. I've always had a real problem with that.
Yeah. Well, if you become a plumber, you have the option of getting all kinds of sweet overtime. If you want to hustle and make a lot of money as a plumber, you can do
I
that.
should talk to my boss about overtime.
Or you can just not do that. You can put in your hours working for some firm, and that's what I like, is where people have the choice. People shouldn't be punished as much as they are for working overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think punishing people who choose to work hard is a problem, and I don't think people should get punished for choosing to just do the regular amount. Like we said, we called it quiet quitting. And I think that's, AKA just showing up and doing the job they're paying you to do, right?
Yeah. That's not quitting to me.
No.
Quiet quitting to me. That's doing your damn job. It reminds me of Office Space, where she's talking to Jennifer Aniston's character's talking to her manager.
The badges or whatever.
Yeah, the pieces of flair.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'm wearing 15 pieces. If that's not what the rule is, then change the goddamn rule. I'm not going to do what your little, what is it called, fanboy Arthur or whatever his name is over there, and just volunteer 32 pieces. Either change the rule or get off my ass.
Yeah.
Or I think she said, no, get off my dick.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I love that movie. Well, let's finish this stupid article. So, stargazing micro picnic. Honestly, anytime people go outside to look at the sky and kind of take it all in, that's a win.
That's one of my favorite dates.
That's just a win. That's great. And one great thing about stargazing is it's like it used to be being in a library. It's almost like you feel small and you just keep your voice down. It's so quiet outside.
Yeah.
I just love going outside at night. Honestly, because I'm not particularly afraid of crime, and I probably should be, I'll go out and go for a walk at 3-4 in the morning sometimes. It's like, if I'm going to be awake anyway, might as well go out and get in a nice walk. It's fantastic. Next town train to a window seat. Yeah, just get on a damn train. Go to a place, find a sandwich shop, fart around for a little bit, come back. I'm seriously thinking about taking the train just like for a day trip to like Paso Robles or one of those places. I can do that. I don't see any reason not to, because it basically heads south in the morning and heads north in the evening. Works out perfectly for me. And every time I see like the schedule sheet saying, it's like, why don't I do this more often? But also, I'm not an introvert, so I guess it's not a problem for me. You see why this slightly annoys me, right? It's a micro annoyance, Sora.
Yes.
I'm micro annoyed with her micro adventures.
I think I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Not with your being annoyed, but that I'm not annoyed. I shouldn't say disagree. I'm getting tired. Vocabulary is kind of failing me right now.
Yeah.
These are the types of things that I've been suggesting and trying to do recently, because I want to know if I'm going to be interested in this person before I go and waste time and money. And it's not because I'm cheap. I'm just trying to be, efficient with my time and resources here. to go to this restaurant with or some other, you know, really involved thing where there's other people around, and I want to get to know this person even slightly. So a walk, sure, little trips on the train or whatever, that might be a little cheesy. Love going to museums, love the stargazing thing. That is chef's kiss, the best.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
That
then
and the train
once
one are good.
there's and then if I'm feeling that there's some there, then yeah, then I'll definitely want to, you know, do the whole. I don't even like whining and dining. Again, for me, it's not that I'm an introvert. I don't like people. I don't like being around people, especially when I'm trying to be with a person and there's a whole bunch of yelling, screaming, or whatever people around. I'd rather just be with them and do things just by themselves with them. I don't think you have to be introverted, so I kind of like her what is it? Small experiments.
Yeah.
Micro adventures.
Micro adventures. That's what I call them. I call them mini adventures. Because they kind of are. You know, you take off an afternoon with somebody and just kind of enjoy each other's company, because that's all that I really give a shit about. If honestly that's something that they don't want to do, they want me to spend money on them, then whew, great. I'm dodging a bullet, because that's not why I'm here. I'm here for a partner, not a fucking liability, financial liability.
Yeah, there's lots of people that will just happily take your money, and then when you run out of it, they'll leave. That's not hard to find people like that.
Or even they'll pretend they'll feign it. This has happened to me once already. They'll feign interest, and like once, you know, dinner's done or whatever, they're just like, "See ya," never talk to you again. And it's like,
Yeah.
There has been an epidemic. It does seem to be in the sort of like 30s crowd, but
Well, makes you feel any better. I sometimes don't get invited back to parties that I've gone to once. It happens.
yeah, but you went to the party, and that's
Yeah.
what matters.
I went to the party, and they're like, "Yeah, well, that's enough of that. Just turn the Harry channel off."
Maybe you should stop talking about information systems and start talking about the local sports team.
Actually, yeah, I should.
Go, you guys, whoever they are. Yes, I too like the local sports team.
Well,
How about them people?
Yeah. For the longest time, I have all these friends who would like American football, and so they didn't really know anything about American football, but I would just say, you know, like, how about that oil can Boyd? You know, as a player, hasn't been around for like 20 years, but it was just the running joke that I don't know anything about this stuff. Actually, I don't mind playing football. I used to like doing that as a kid, going out and just grabbing some friends and playing football. That's fine. I just don't like it as a spectator sport.
Yeah, me neither. I can't watch hockey, but you want to play some ball hockey, pickup game? Yeah, let's fucking throw down.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
Yeah. As long as you're clear on why you're doing it, just having fun. Okay, so we can check that off the list. Okay, is there anything we need to do other than some palette cleansers? Oh, yeah. And, you know, in terms of PR problems, we've talked about the diverse crowds and how sometimes a few bad apples really make things look bad for the rest of them. Have you been following all this nonsense that's been happening on Carnival cruises? Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
I do.
Okay.
I've seen, not in depth, but I have. Yeah.
Well, apparently they've been putting together a lot of value cruise packages, and
there is
a lot of inner city
we're having
people
some-
have been causing all kinds of trouble. So this was 3 a.m. on a Carnival cruise. The late night buffet thing was set up, and around 2 a.m. they ended up getting into a big fight over chicken strips. It's like, you can't write this sort of stuff. Shoes went flying as overwhelmed guards struggled to break up the fight. This is like a
Tyr's
real
here.
problem.
Okay.
This is a real problem.
Tears here,
Yeah.
so I can say it. So, you know, just another day, another chimp out.
And you know, most people don't behave this way, but it's like, maybe you need to raise your prices just a little bit so you can get a clientele that doesn't make everything
So-
miserable for everybody.
I fell down this rather unfortunate rabbit hole a little while ago before this particular story about
Yeah.
how some really racist things said about what Carnival Cruises has become until these people are showing videos and everything, and it's you cram a lot of people, put very cheap alcohol packages that people buy, and I don't know, people leave their common sense and decorum at the door when they board the cruise ship. I have no idea what they're doing, but it's unfortunately, if you go on Twitter and stuff like that, there's not, like, people are saying don't bother going on these kind of cruises or anything they may be associated with, because this is the kind of behavior you're going to expect everywhere.
Well, it's been a thing since the God, what was her? Shiloh Hendricks thing, calling the dropping the N-bomb to the guy who was filming in a kid's park because the little kid was stealing from her bag or something. And that's the new thing that people are saying, that like, yeah, we're done with the stereotypical black wild and out kind of thing. If you're doing that, well, first of all, we don't want you around if you're going to be doing that. It's not a thing of, no, we're not going to associate with any black people. We're just not associating with you black people who, yeah, they just seem to not be able to control themselves. And it's the type that are the like hip hop crowd. And the same goes, in my estimation, for the whites and Asians who ascribe and like hold dear this culture of hip hop that has polluted Western society. I'm done caring anymore. I'm being very careful with my words to not get the channel ire gods, struck down or whatever. But if I see that there's going to be a bunch of those people, again, not based on skin color, they just happen to be more of one skin color than another, at the movie theater, I walk right out. I go, I'd like my ticket refunded, please.
Yeah.
If I'm in a restaurant, I walk to there won't be a maitre d', but I'll walk back up to the hostess or whatever and be like, I think we're leaving. And it's not just me, it's a whole bunch of people. And yes, that includes, again, other black people.
Yeah.
Who are just like, we're done catching your strays. We're done with that. If you cannot act like a civilized part of society, then we are going to make you feel as ostracized as possible. And I'm all for it.
Yeah. Go to Cracker Barrel. Oh, wait. It's a different thing.
Go to Red Lobster.
So, in terms of...
Where's Tyr? Tyr's got my back on this.
Since we're saying terrible things, I have like almost zero friction with Asian people, except for like old Asian guys who can't drive. And if I just see the hat and the slow driving, I know just stay the hell away from that guy. Okay, that's like,
see the hat.
That's the thing. See like an old Asian guy with a hat. They can't drive. Love you to death, but just please stop driving. Just make somebody drive you around.
Again, it's typically younger, but there is a lot of that hip hop crowd here in Toronto. But I mean, half of Toronto's Asian anyway, so.
Well, do you know about Fathom Events?
Fathom Events.
Yeah,
no.
So basically they'll bring in like high-res live things from the Metropolitan Opera in New York or something special. Okay. And it'll be some live performance, but then you'll be able to see it halfway across the country in a movie theater, like Fathom Events.
Yeah, we have those here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the problem with here is you go, oh, this is going to be fantastic. I'm going to go to the theater. I'm going to see the Met. It's going to be great. And I don't have to fly to New York. But then there'll be lots of like Asian whole families who are going there to soak up a bunch of culture, but they will bring in like this elaborate and extremely smelly meal and just sit there and talk and eat and masticate while you're trying to watch Madame Butterfly. It's like, fuck.
How is that even allowed?
I don't know. Maybe people are just too afraid to tell them not to do it.
Yeah, I know. I will not suffer that.
Okay, and Serenity's back.
Yo.
And we made fun of some woman who claimed to be introverted. You weren't here to defend her.
Okie dokie.
We've passed judgment already, though. So, let's see. Palette cleansers. Let's see. Oh,
And I made fun of black people.
I found a
There
Betty
you go.
White thing, which I really liked. So we all love Betty White. We love Betty
Yeah,
White.
hell yeah.
Okay. So here's a little clip of Betty White being awesome again. Let's make sure we've got sound turned on. Let's see. We know to have sound. Here's sound. Okay.
That has been bringing out this raunch in your writers for half a century.
I don't know. It's just something that I don't understand, and they can write anything, and I'll read it. I don't want to be disobedient.
So I did not actually realize this until recently, but they've come up with a Betty White stamp. So if you're in the United States, you need to stock up on stamps. Go to the post office, get you a couple sheets of Betty White. Then you'll be sending out sending out the best and the finest postage for however long it takes for you to blow through this sheet of stamps.
Well, speaking of blowing out, make sure it's the stamps and not the blow.
Yeah. I think I made a little video of it, but we're not going to watch that because it's.
I don't know, maybe a regional thing, but a lot of people used to call it Betty White.
I think
It's a regional thing.
Oh, really? Oh, God. Okay, so I'm going to pretend to be shocked. I'm shocked. Okay, incredible things are happening in Japanese cinema right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If it's tentacles.
It's a trap set by the shark.
Oh, God.
Nice. I
What
want
is
to watch
this foot
this.
bath?
Is this a real movie?
I have no idea. I hope so. I really do. Who cares? Let's go for a dip. See, this is what you get when you don't listen to the authorities. They're there to protect you, provide law and order. Here's
Trap set by the shark.
here's a comedian I like, and this sort of reminds me of that stupid thing with the surf T-shirt. I think Geode sent this to me, or maybe I found it. I can't
I saw
tell.
a baby in the coffee shop the other day. He was wearing a T-shirt that said, "I love life." I was like, "You'll grow out of it." It gets shittier.
I was thinking that maybe they should. I mean, if I'm king and I'm passing rules, maybe one of the rules should be that you cannot, that babies or like until the age of 8 or something, maybe you can't put anybody in a T-shirt that isn't just like one solid color. There can't be any writing, any slogans. You can't put any of this. You can't write "love is love" or "I love life" or "surf" or any of this other horse shit. Maybe kids, until they're old enough to actually know what it is they're wearing, should be protected by society. And we should just say, nope, solid colors only. Maybe some stripes. That's it. No writing of any kind on any T-shirts for anybody under the age of 8.
What about the cute, like, animals?
Feels like a slippery slope. But yeah, okay, I'll allow it until it irritates me. Since I'm king, I can change it later, right? Okay, yeah, sure. Cute animals would be fine. But I mean, just kidding aside, I think putting slogans on little kids who don't understand them is kind of abusive and people shouldn't really do it. No?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Shortest joke ever. Okay.
I'm sit here and eat my Doritos and not say
Okay. All right, so one final thing for tonight, and this is from a channel that I've promoted once before, but I rather like this little clip.
Did you know that a farmer in Michigan successfully grew an entire field of vibrators? He then immediately burned it down.
Apparently, he didn't like all the squatters that it attracted.
What the
That's terrible.
Well, with that, this has been your Minions of the
That's
Zoo for
terrible,
Saturday.
bad.
Thank you, channel. Thank you, channel. Thank you,
No
panel.
one's coming back.
Thank
after
you,
that.
chat.
I'm not
See
coming
half
back
of you
after
next
that.
week.